Welcome to the Oaks Podcast. I'm your host, Travis Hall, alongside my wife and co-host, Ingrid.
On this podcast, we talk about all things real estate, entrepreneurship, business, faith, family, you name it, we talk about it, and how we do it all as an equally yoked husband and wife team.
We are glad you're here. Thanks for listening. Enjoy this week's episode. What's up, and welcome to the Oaks Podcast.
Welcome.
Welcome. I'm Travis. This is Ingrid. Today is a great day.
It's book club day.
Book club day. And this is a fun book. Just so good. But before we dive in, how are you? You're wearing your lounge clothes. It's a lounge day.
I am going to the cold plunge and sauna later. What's that called?
There's a reason why you're doing it.
Okay, but what's that called? You do them together.
Terrible, but it's
torture.
Awesome. Torture.
No. I invited a friend to
Something
hike, and
therapy.
and then we go do that.
There's like a word for it.
I know.
Some scientific word.
It's not the cryotherapy, but there's some
I felt like
word
I was crying when I did the cold
about abusing your system. No, there are lots of health benefits. So
it was enjoyable. I really did enjoy doing it. The sauna especially.
Well, yeah. Okay, so the sauna room though, you sit and it's a big room with glass and you look out over the lake. So it is very
spectacular.
enjoyable.
It really is. Oh, here's
Boone again.
Boone appearance.
So yes, I am in my loungewear, but this is the Come As You Are podcast. So,
but you're doing it with community, with a friend, and we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah,
that pushes you.
Yeah, she does.
Pushes you to cold plunge.
I know she pushes me physically for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. What else? We are a week into owning an RV park.
Oh, that's right. Yes, which we did our podcast on that.
Mm-hmm.
And so go back and listen to that if you want, if you geek out on that.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting. And
we did officially, not technically, but we did officially decide on a name because we joked it in the last one.
Because we had to.
But we needed to. And it is now called, drum roll, it is now called the Pelican Landing RV Park. It was called the Flamingo Landing, and we changed it to Pelican.
Yeah.
And for those of you that are wondering, it's because there is a big pelican thing in Grand Lake,
the
Oklahoma.
Great White Pelican.
The Great White American Pelican, yeah.
American Pelican. Which
Same
are
thing
pretty
in Grand Lake,
remarkable.
Colorado. They migrate to Grand Lake, Oklahoma as well. And they have a Pelican Festival, like a 50-year running festival.
Okay.
Check it out at pelicanlandingrv.com.
How weird is it, though, that we own a property in Grand Lake, Colorado and a property in Grove, Oklahoma, and they're both proximity to a lake that has great white American pelicans, which are rather rare.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't even like birds.
And the other irony of Grand Lake is that it's right next to Ketchum, Oklahoma.
Oh,
which
I love it.
The other Ketchum is where we lived our first year of marriage in Ketchum, Idaho.
Wild. Little different settings.
Slightly different. But yeah, Pelican Landing RV Park.
Yeah, and we are piecemealing together some operations right now while we try to figure out what partnership looks like. And so that's been probably the most unknown, and it's we're flying by the seat of our pants, but nothing pushes you like a prospective tenant calling the day after you own it saying, hey, do you have a spot? And you're like, okay, we're going to figure this out right now.
And she has a dog named Acid Rain, which is even cooler.
She has 3 chihuahuas, actually.
But one of them's name is Acid Rain. That's so cool.
You know what? The tales I could tell just from my first conversations with our tenants. But
it's been good.
We really are excited.
It's been a blessing. We feel like we're in the season of provision right now. And things are happening. I think some of it comes from the book.
Yeah.
It's mindset as well.
Yeah, it is mindset.
But yeah, so let's dive in.
Okay, I love it. So Napoleon Hill, he's a legend.
This guy.
This book was written in 1937, which I don't love older books.
Well, we read the revised one.
But for financial books, some of these principles do stand the tale of time. I mean, only almost 90-year-old book. There's a reason. Yeah, it's been revised and that we are still reading it. So, I mean, just like incredible.
Incredible. It really is. And I mean, the general idea of the book is he interviewed a bunch of successful people and he put what he learned from them into a book.
Yeah, it was like 500 people.
Right.
Which is like maybe
and
he
like
was doing that before that
millionaires.
was a thing.
Right.
I love it.
Exactly. And so there are 13 principles in the book total. We're not going to go through all of those by
No,
any
that'd be
means.
boring.
Uh,
But there are it w the other thing was that he interviewed the people over 20 years.
mhm,
So the evolution of where you were at here, here, and here, like, that's a lot of forethought for an author. I mean, that's partially probably why it's still popular 90 years
mhm.
later.
This book was one of the very first books that I listened to
Mhm.
17 years ago.
Like, when
Um,
audiobooks were just coming out.
they were on tape, a tape
An
player, maybe a
iPod.
CD. No, what I listened to it in Dave Furlong's truck, and
Oh, that's right.
it was Rich Dad Poor Dad obviously was the number one, and then
Mhm.
this one, and then the first one that I bought separately at Barnes and Noble, maybe it was Borders in Farmville,
I love
was
it.
called 3 Feet from Gold.
Oh, yeah.
Are You Darby? And he tells the story in this book, but then the Napoleon Hill Foundation made their own book called, separate book called 3
Yeah.
Feet from Gold, and so good. And so, yeah, I've
Yeah.
I've always been a big fan of him
Mhm.
and his foundation. So,
Yeah. But we're gonna take the 13 principles and distill them down into 3 segments for you because it was too much.
well, and these 3 segments, like, what's amazing about this book is this is yoked in a book,
Yeah,
a lot of it.
a lot of it.
There's some things that obviously have nothing to do with yoked, but these 3 principles like play into yoked and what we talk about here,
Mhm.
what we believe and what we found to be true in our life,
Yeah.
like so well.
Yeah.
So what's first? The first one.
Yeah, first segment is desire. And so
This is the
this
foundation of the whole book.
yeah, and he says, wealth aside, like, most people can't overcome hard seasons, not because of lack of talent, but because of lack of desire.
Hmm.
Like, it's not a hope, not a wish, but like this truly burning desire within you, like all consuming, like, I have to have this specific outcome.
Exactly. He tells this story in the book of like I don't know some war and these guys in a ship coming up and the captain burning the boats because there's no retreating. And so
Yeah,
it's like you either win or you perish. Nothing,
it's hardcore.
instills a burning desire
Yeah.
like that. Like the whole idea of like burning the parachutes. You don't
Mhm.
have a parachute. You gotta figure it out. It's an easy cliche thing to say,
Yeah.
but it does like go to the idea of like it's not just like, I wish for $1 million
Mhm.
if you're thinking about money, or I wish to be married.
Well, and I mean, specifically with money, um, it does boil down to like what you do with the money,
Mhm.
that is your actual desire. I mean, he
Right.
does also say you need a specific number or outcome,
Right.
but it's like, what does that mean for you if you have an extra $1 million?
Right. Well, like he gives a 4-part formula.
Okay.
And so, just high level, define the exact thing you want. So we're talking about money. I need $1 million bucks.
Hmm.
Okay. Name what you'll give in exchange. In exchange for that, I'm going to work this much, and I'm going to
Yeah.
not go to this. I'm not going to have coffee on this day. Like
Yeah.
whatever it is, there's an exchange, and then set a definite deadline. I'm going to have this in the next 5 years, or whatever it
Yep.
is, like an actual date, and then write it down. We've talked about that so much on this podcast of like a goal is just a dream until it's written down.
100%.
And then it says write it down and then read it twice daily
Yeah. Morning and night out loud.
out loud. And so that's like the affirmation piece.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you just did that
Yeah.
and period, and then turned this off, but you actually did that, your life is going to change
Yes. I totally agree.
because you actually speak it into existence.
And so I want to like specifically, and we're going to talk about this in the last segment, which is like the mastermind. He talks about, marriage and stuff. But um, one of the things he talks about is like that in this part is that shared vision.
Mhm.
It's like when one person's going this way and this person's going this way or like dragging them back,
Right.
like you're not yoked, right? You can't do more together. You can't go faster together.
Mhm.
And there's just like a real mismatch in intensity. I think that is very thoughtful for a man in 1937.
I totally agree. He talks a lot about marriage in this book.
Yeah.
We'll,
Aggressive
we'll
thinking.
get into that. And I mean, obviously, in the 2021 or whenever it was, 20th century updated version. Like it is more modern, but still the principles are the same.
Yeah.
And he does talk a lot about marriage and vision and a shared vision. And like,
Mhm.
do you both have the same burning desire toward something, or like, do they align? You don't have to have the
Mhm.
identical burning desire, but I mean, hopefully you could.
But I think too, it's sharing that with somebody. Like if I have a desire for this segment of my life and personal growth, right? You you can't match my desire really for like a health goal, say.
Right.
That's mine and mine alone to, achieve. However, you can help me with the support and the words you speak into me, helping me make time, not cringing when you spend $5 on some cashew milk. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, all of those things go into support for somebody's burning desire dream.
Well, and like if I have the same burning desire or a shared burning desire of like I want to be healthy,
Mhm.
and it's like, yeah, we're gonna you have your goals for what you're doing. I have my goals for what I'm doing, and like they do intersect, and like you support mine and I
Yeah.
support you. Are they identical? No,
Yeah.
but the high level is they are aligned.
Do you remember some of the first goals that we ever wrote down?
We have a lot of them.
I
I mean, we
know.
were gonna be like a millionaire in like a year.
Like 3
I know.
months, 30 hours.
I was we were sold out on like ain't
Sold
nobody
out.
stopping us,
Yeah.
and I mean
It was a burning desire.
it was. But you know what's funny is, like, part of it was a chip on the shoulders of, like, a burning desire to prove people wrong.
Well, and that's part of what you have when you're young.
Right.
Like
Because
the
you're
world.
young and naive, and
Yeah,
but I still love that. I love that we had that burning desire. I had a
I know.
conversation just the other day with the guy on the Zoom, um, about that, and we've talked about it on this podcast, like, that burning desire and motivation and drive when you're young, and, like, as you get older and collect more things and have more responsibilities and you have kids to worry about and, like, take care of,
Mhm.
like, you get more fearful.
Yeah, because you're so scared of what if this all
What
gets
if I
taken
lose it
from
all?
me?
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, it's so true.
it is, and I mean, you're wiser, you've more collected up here of wins and losses and misses, and we were like, "Okay, well," so, like, you're you're not just like, "Ah!" You
Mhm.
are thinking and, like,
Yeah.
processing, but it is can you still have the same gusto,
Yeah.
energy with all of the knowledge that you have?
Well, and so this is a litmus test for the audience of like when to know if it's a wish versus a burning desire. A wish bends when life gets hard, and a burning desire bends life instead. So, like, putting that against some of the
It's
things that
so
have
good.
happened, yeah, and like, when this happened and I had to adapt and like life got hard, like, did the wish bend? And did I reduce my wish? And did I, or did I change my life because I knew this wish couldn't be, or this burning desire now could not be achieved unless I did?
I think about our last 18 months
Hmm.
and our burning desire to make this moving here a reality. And it was a slow ember for years and years and years,
Hmm.
since before Malin was born.
Yeah, but it
Um,
became a flame when we came through here that
right.
summer
Of like,
before.
"Oh, man, this is what we wanna focus on," and, like, we
Yeah.
set our energy, and it's amazing how quickly it happened, quicker than we expected,
Hmm.
and but then, like, fast forward to all the things, and it was so difficult of a season. It just
Yeah.
was, and we made it happen, got it ready, updated this, updated that, got this thing listed. We got here, we got the property, we moved, and it only got harder,
Yeah.
and then it got harder and even more hard for, like, another 5 months.
Well, like 9. I mean, really.
And, like, we're just
I'm
coming
like,
out of, like,
woo.
the hard,
Yeah.
and it's just if that burning desire wasn't just a raging flame,
Yeah. We
like,
wouldn't have
we
moved.
wouldn't have done it.
Yeah. So that's a good litmus test.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Alright,
Okay.
let's keep going. Number 2. This is you.
Organized planning. And this is where, like, what do you do when the plan fails?
Yes.
Because it's going to. So you've kind of gotten this burning desire, you've defined it, right? You have an outcome, you've named it, you've done the deadline, you wrote it down, you did your affirmations. Now you need a plan. Like the plan is the vehicle. And so it's when the vehicle breaks down, like you get a new one. And so the framework for this
I
is
love this framework.
build your plan with your mastermind. Don't build alone. You have blind spots. It fully and execute immediately. Like this is the whole idea of imperfection or action beats inaction
It's imperfect action beats perfect inaction every time.
every time. And then when it fails, analyze and rebuild fast. And plans C, D, and E are not the failure, they're evidence of persistence.
I love that. And I think there's two words that he has in here, and I think that we need to reiterate, and that is execute immediately.
Immediately, you have to take a step.
And then rebuild fast.
Yeah.
I think about you were on a Zoom yesterday
Mhm.
with the Denver Institute of Faith and Work.
Yep.
And you guys are talking, and I'm right next door, so I can hear.
Brought
And
Travis in as a guest speaker.
I did. I came in as an AI analyst,
I was like, I
tech
know.
stack extraordinaire. No, but it was interesting. Like they run a great organization, and at the end of your meeting, I loved what Brian said, and he was like, "Okay, 20 seconds to think. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What's the next step? Period. Not 10 steps. What is the next step that we're taking right now?
Mhm.
Think about it. 20 seconds. Go." And I was like, that is a great practice.
Yeah.
Of like, okay, get all the BS
Like we've
out.
talked about it to death.
Yeah.
Now what are we going to do?
That's one thing that I remember. It drove me nuts in lots of meetings whenever I worked at the church.
Oh,
They
yeah.
started getting better, but we had to have a
Meetings
lot
on
of meetings, these
meetings on
ops
meetings.
meetings. It was like we'd talk. But then like it didn't ever do anything.
Then you
Like,
just left the meeting.
and it was like I remember getting pissed off one time in a meeting, and I think people were like, "Whoa." Maybe I was just a little froggy that day, and I'm like, "All right, let's just freaking vote. Let's vote on it right now." Like,
They're like,
I'm
sir,
like,
this
"Oh,
is the
let's just make."
church.
It was like a decision, and it was not getting made, and I was like, I just was pissed. I'm like, this is so dumb. If you want me in this meeting and you want my voice, like,
Yeah.
let's vote on it and make a decision and decide yes or no. We didn't.
Like, how
We
did
didn't.
that
But
go?
I like it. I like the idea of like immediate action,
Yeah.
not like, and the action's not, I'm gonna think about this.
Yeah.
It's like, no, doing.
Yep. And so here's the best analogy for like rebuilding a plan because the plan's going to fail. You have
Correct.
to know that, and that's part of the growth. But think about a marriage, like the burning desire to stay married, right? When we got married 17 years ago,
Mhm.
we were running this plan, and that is not, we're not running the same plan as when we got
Yeah.
married 17 years ago. That would be a nightmare. Like, that's not failure, it's adaptation. We're so committed to staying married that now, like, it looks like something really different.
Right.
And if you're not committed and you don't have the burning desire, which is what this whole book stems everything out of, you're going to fail and you might assume that the goal was wrong. Whereas if you fail and it's a burning desire, you're like, no, we need to pivot. And then we
Yeah.
need to pivot again.
The desire is still there.
Yep. Yeah. And it's not failure, it's adaptation. That's what I'd kind of written down.
Well, like we talk about in Owners Club, the Everest. It's the same idea. It's like my burning desire is this up here. I'm going there. I'm taking this path. Well, there was a rock slide,
Mm-hmm.
and so now I got to pivot.
Yeah.
And like, how fast can I pivot to keep going up? You might have to go down. You might have to backtrack
Yeah. Which
to
we've done.
pivot. Yeah, and that's okay.
Yeah.
If like that's the end goal, like it's still good.
Yeah. And so commitment to the plan is temporary. It's commitment to your desire that has to stay consistent,
Mm-hmm.
but organized planning will get you there faster.
Yep. And having someone organized with you.
You're
Which
such
leads
an
me
organizer.
to the next one, the mastermind.
Yes.
This is so good. Same thing. We've
This
talked
is the
about it.
idea of
It is the idea
I
of
was like,
being yoked.
Napoleon Hill, you were onto something,
You
buddy.
were,
Look at
buddy.
you.
There's a reason why you sold like a gazillion copies of this book. But it's your mastermind. Who are the people around you that you're pouring into, and they're pouring into you? And it talks about how your group is your ceiling.
Mhm.
Like it's not your floor.
Yeah.
And so, like your people that you're with. And so it really does think about that. And this is where marriage comes in a lot.
Yeah. And I think too, it comes in for any business endeavor. Like if you have a new business partner and you guys come together, right, and you form this company, um, you both have to have that burning desire. I mean, that's who your mastermind is now in that. And when you come in with your partner and they combine, like you create this third mind, is
Mhm.
kind of what he calls it. And that's the idea of
The
like the
invisible third
yoke.
mind. Yeah.
Yeah, where you're more powerful than any one mind would be on their own. So
Right.
he does talk a lot about marriage. I think that's obviously very applicable for us, but I think it goes too for, single people like
Yeah. In business and
in business, but also in life. Like who are you yoked to? Like are you trying to be yoked to somebody who's really unhealthy when you're trying to get healthy? Think about that.
right. And like he talks about very practical tips for a mastermind
Mhm.
and what it is and what it's not. And he puts 4 requirements on an actual mastermind.
Mhm.
And those are you meet regularly.
Yeah,
Like a
twice a week.
mastermind isn't like a hey buddy, what's up? I chat with you 6 months ago. No, that's not a mastermind.
Yeah.
We're meeting twice a week. Everyone is fully bought in. Everyone agrees like this is intentional. This is on purpose. We're doing this
Yeah.
and I have a role to play.
Mhm.
Harmony is non-negotiable. So which makes sense. Like it says one toxic voice dismantles the whole thing.
Yeah, and you know what I was thinking about when I was reading through our notes preparing for this was the RV park we just bought. And we knew it, like the Russ had said, he's a seller, "Hey, I had to kick out this tenant recently because she was toxic." He had other words for her too. So did other people. But at the end of
Yes.
the day, when I made the calls to all of the current tenants to introduce ourselves and say, hey, we're here for you. What do you need? Is there anything that needs immediate attention? In addition to the potholes, all of them were like, we used to have this tenant and she absolutely ruined things for everybody. Like, please don't bring in another tenant like that.
Mhm.
It's like, whoa.
Right. I mean, harmony is key.
Yeah.
I mean, I think about just in general, we had this conversation just the other day with some friends, and like, I have this natural aversion internally, and I don't know what to do with it whenever I'm with people that are super negative and complainy, and I just don't know what to do. I try, like with your friend, everyone's got the friend that's like just a complainer, and
Hmm.
like I think about this, and I think maybe that's why I was like, I just didn't know, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm super kind,
Yep.
but like, I don't want to be around you. And I have a I feel like Anchorman. I'm like, what do I do with my hands? Because I am a positive person and I want to think positive, and everything that radiates out of your aura is negative.
Yeah.
And so it is interesting. It's like that person can still have harmony, I guess, with a mastermind. I'd hope they could.
Hmm.
Um, but you have to, in my opinion, like if you're going forward, you have to figure out a way to think positively in even when things are hard.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't mean that you can't complain. That's not what that's saying. But
Or that you have to be positive 100% of the time.
correct. Yeah.
But do recognize that negative voices, like, dismantle the harmony.
Right.
You don't need to only have positive friends, but when it comes to who you're letting speak life into your business, your marriage, your health,
Mhm.
like, think about how that is affecting you.
Well, and like in a mastermind, this is obviously thinking about a mastermind. Like they are pushing you. So like
Mhm.
you want them to give you feedback,
Yeah.
and you want them to have their lens of you can do this. I
Yeah.
think you need to stop doing that and do this.
Well, and they need to believe in you almost more than you believe in yourself.
Right.
And like, do you have those people? I mean, and the hole poking people are also good.
Mhm.
Especially if you've been invited into that space within, a partnership or a business, but not as great with, your spouse. You got to
Right.
do it with some discernment.
Right. Well, and the fourth one I kinda derailed, sorry. Everyone brings value.
Yeah.
It's not a support group. Everyone contributes value that they
Yes.
have, and so it's
And you're
everything.
contributing what other people don't have. And so we're always in a place of like continuing to refine like what's your superpower, right? Like
Mhm.
what do I bring to most groups? You'll find you bring the same thing, to different groups. And that's probably one of your attributes. That's one of your gifts and your purposes in, your life
Mhm.
is to bring that. And so if you find yourself bringing the same thing over and over to different groups, whether it's social circles or, PTAs and clubs or your actual business endeavors or with your kids, like we notice, what the kids go to Travis for versus what they come to me for. Like we fill different roles like that. Like that really, that's your superpower and that's what you can contribute. But don't be a bystander, man. Don't just sit there in a support group and share ideas, like contribute.
Well, and I think I mean, where my brain was going when you were talking about that was, I feel like it's a lot of people have a hard time knowing what they're good at.
Uh-huh.
Or like, what do I contribute? If you have a spouse, especially, like, or a loved one or someone that you really trust that does speak life into you, ask them.
Yeah.
Like, "Hey, give me
Why do you like
real
me?
like, what do you think I bring? Like, what am
Yeah.
I good at?"
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people have a hard time, like, thinking about, like, those personality traits of, like,
Yeah.
"What am I good at?"
I
And,
would
like
say too, Strengths Finder
for sure.
2.0 and the spiritual gifts. Those are all great.
Strength
And
Finder is amazing.
like going through some of the disc and Enneagram, profiling does help kind of categorize people a little bit of like, okay, this is your like I'm an 8. I'm dynamic. I am a hole poker. I don't sit by passively. I'm like, well, did you think about this? Did you think about this? And
Right,
they're
you
like,
do.
whoa, too much. Yet in an organization where like you're in an operations growth role, like that's what they need.
I mean, that skill is pivotal. Like,
Yeah.
you need that, and, like, you're not just trying to poke holes for poke holes' sake,
Sometimes I do, which is probably not great.
but, I mean, you poke them to get someone to think, you
Yeah.
know? It's like, how are they gonna cover that up?
Yep. Napoleon calls out marriage specifically,
Mhm,
and he talks about marriage as the most powerful mastermind you could be involved in your life.
mhm.
Really, the most powerful mastermind available to anybody.
He also talks about sexual energy in this book.
Yeah, he
We're
does.
not
Well, you know
talking about
what? We
that,
weren't going
but
to talk about that,
if
but
you
now you brought it
if you
up.
really
What do you think,
are
babe?
curious, you just, read the book. He says it's the number one desire of every male. He's obviously
He's
he's referencing 1937, but not just that, but, like, what is rooted in that.
yeah. Well, he talks about like the Trojan War
Yeah,
and that sexual desire started the Trojan War.
yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah. Looked up some facts though, just because it was
I
I,
love that you
I
did
was
this.
fascinated about this. Because the lens of him writing this in 1937, he's doing research and meeting with people, 500 people for 20 years before that. I mean, that's way before women were considered any kind of equal voice in society, especially when it came to finances.
Right.
Well before. I mean, I was a little dumbfounded that he suggested that the most powerful mastermind really was who you're married to.
Mhm,
And I think it's because that's who you spend so much time with.
mhm,
Like a are they just an expensive distraction from you being able to get to your goals and them feeding life into you every single day? And like part of that comes back to the shared vision. And this is what we talk about in Yoked, which is if Travis has a vision and he's off running in this direction and comes back at the end of the day defeated about it, and I don't even know what the vision is, how am I supposed to be able to help with that?
right.
Like, how can I breathe life into him? How can he go out and do his best and go change the world with, whatever his role is if I'm just sitting there being like not having that vision at all. Not even necessarily being mean in a mastermind or rude or in a marriage, but disinterested, um, passive, like all of those things also are,
Yeah.
he calls them expensive distractions. They'll eat away at you.
Well, and that is what is rooted in so much of the Yoked and the app
Hmm.
is seeing firsthand so many people I know and
Yeah.
but in this space that I know has several buddies that they their spouse doesn't like it's on both of them. It's not
Yeah.
one person's fault by any means, but it's like going through hard times and their spouse has no idea and they feel this responsibility to hide it and to shelter them from it. I'm like, man, your wife's a big girl, dude. Like she can handle it, and I bet she
Yeah.
wants to help you and support you.
Yeah. And like the weight and
You're married.
relief if you like
Oh
were
man, I
to,
can't imagine the and like
yeah,
guilt, shame, condemnation, all those feelings are real, and it's like I'm failing.
they will eat at you slowly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So go find you a marriage that acts as a mastermind.
Well, and like we were talking before this on the this side the marriage of like it's called Think and Grow Rich.
Hmm.
Obviously, rich doesn't just mean finances, but I think he probably did want to be wealthy, if I
Yeah.
had to guess.
Yeah.
Um,
Knowing him and his other books.
yeah, and that was it. That was a burning desire of his. It was,
Hmm.
to be rich financially, but it ties into the marriage part and like the idea with women and finances.
Yeah.
And I mean, we were talking about it, and like, I mean, what you said, 1974. That was the year
That
that
was the actual legislation that got passed. 74. Like
w-
our parents were
was
adults
when females could have a bank account
without permission and
without
without being
permission of their
folded
husbands.
under. Like,
I mean,
woo.
that's what's so crazy and how kind of crazy it is that in 1937 he was writing about this.
I know. Which means it's, yeah, time tested.
Yeah.
So,
All right, let's tie it together. Desire sets the target,
yeah.
planning gives you the road, and mastermind means you don't walk it alone.
Yeah. And so I would say if you need a new framework for setting some goals or getting rich in an area of life, use these frameworks from the book, and work
Yeah,
through like that 13-step process. It's really a great one. Um, None of it works if your partner's not bought in. None of it.
it does not. I mean, there's outliers and people that just stumble upon
Yeah, sure.
greatness and wealth,
Yeah.
but that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to be intentional and do it together.
It's a lot more fun together.
It's a whole lot more fun together.
Are you going to close this with a poem?
I am. So this poem, I circled this like 5 times in the book, and it's good. So here it is. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but you think you can't, it is almost certain you won't. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. For out of the world we find, success begins with a person's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you are outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but sooner or later, the one who wins is the one who thinks he can.
I mean, it's like Dr. Susie a little, and I just love it.
It is, but it's so good.
And
And
it is all about whether or not you think you can.
I mean, I've always been a big believer in the Henry Ford's whether you think you can or you can't, you're right.
Yep.
And we tell the kids that, and it's so true.
Yeah,
It's
everything's
like
deeply rooted in your
mindset
thoughts.
is key and foundational.
Mhm.
And yeah, we hope that this book was inspiring
Yeah,
to you. If you didn't read it, if you haven't, go read just those. There's 2 sections,
yeah,
or the 3 sections we talked about,
yeah.
because it will change your life.
Or just go read, like, the first paragraph of all of his 13 points.
Or just go watch a YouTube video on a summary
Yeah,
or Blinkist or something.
yeah.
But
Ooh, there you go.
it's so good. So, what's coming up?
Okay, so we have a special episode next week.
Mhm.
We are doing an interview with Clint and Jesse Savoy. They have a really interesting, unique business down in Nippa, Texas. Canepa?
Canepa.
Canepa? You pronounce the K down there?
I think so.
Okay. A tiny town. They're revitalizing it. It's
Super
super
cool.
cool.
Tiny town.
I know. And so we're going to talk to them just about their journey into real estate. And they're in the same phase of life as we are. And so it's just fun. Been a
They're awesome.
great connection.
And then next book,
Yes.
we're going to do David and Goliath
by Malcolm Gladwell.
Malcolm Gladwell.
Malcolm Gladwell's a baller. So
yeah, he is.
Any of his books.
It's a great book. Read it before, and we've been on the kick of watching the movie David and
so
listening to the
good.
David soundtrack with our kids. And every time we watch it, I'm just like,
yeah.
When he takes out Goliath, it's so good. So yeah, let's read that book. It's about facing your giants and underdogs, and
we'll wrap that up at the end of May.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool.
So you can find me on Instagram at the Ingrid Hall. Travis is at all of the socials at the Travis Hall. And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow along. We drop a new episode each week.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the Yoke Podcast. We hope you enjoyed it.
And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow along as we drop a new episode each week.